Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm gonna watch another Casual Chuck's masterpiece, and this time it's gonna be SB19's The Ultimate Sound Break. So at the end of the year when I was poorly and under the weather, I saw that this dropped and I knew that this is gonna be one of the first videos of this year that I wanna watch. And I saw the little snippet when he made a little live stream that he said he put a lot of work in there. I cannot wait to see it because he does such an incredible job with collecting materials of their work and put it together in the commentary of it all. So yeah, and you guys been suggesting for me to watch it with you, so I'm here for it. I want to see it. It's almost 20 minutes long, so it's quite a long one. And as per usual, go spread all the love to Chuck as he deserves it. Give all the love, all the likes, all everything, you know. Also on topic of the New Year's, I have made couple calendars, planners for this year, and I like to plan myself. I like to see my schedule. I like to know what I'm up to, what I'm doing, what I need to do, what do I need to do quicker. So I have made a couple of them for you to enjoy as well. If you wanna grab some, go check it out. It's a link in the description. And yeah, that being said, without further ado, let's get in the video.
When you hear the words pop music and the best boy band, who comes to mind?
Okay, I already like
I
it.
told you that the most overlooked boy group in our generation might be these guys.
The little babies back in the day.
In the last 6 years, these guys turned a small Korean entertainment company into a company that produced the greatest P-pop group ever.
They have. They genuinely have.
And you don't accomplish that without making a few enemies.
K-pop.
I mean, at the beginning.
K-pop pangit.
Some of them coming from unexpected places.
Pinoy ba to?
Parang may ginaya rin.
But behind the group are 5 driven men who were about to transform what was once a laughingstock genre in music into the fastest growing genre of the world.
Ever since
Yeah.
we had this goal, and not
crazy.
just for us, but for the entire industry.
Feeling ko hindi pa natin nakukuha yung recognition na dapat para sa atin.
Between disbanding before they even debuted,
All hope is lost parang nung time na yun.
becoming industry outcasts and getting bashed by their own countrymen,
Sana magkaroon tayo ng grupo na hindi naman mangkataasan ng tangos ng ilong. Para talagang original.
These
the
people.
rise of SB19 may not be the greatest Filipino success story ever.
Maganda kasi yung revenge kasi talaga yung success na ipapakita mo sa mga hindi naniniwala.
Success is the best
But it
revenge.
certainly is the most inspiring one.
Yeah. I'm sitting on the other side of the planet and I'm so inspired by them, honestly. Because they can do a lot. Sound break. Remake. Okay. Oh my god. It has the same vibe, but it's just different quality, I guess.
This is called Triple, a group of
Okay.
talented performers and comedians from Korea you've probably never heard of. They were formed back in 1994.
I think
when
I
the word
have
K-pop
heard of them
hasn't
from
even
you
been
guys.
invented. In 2002, one of the members made the biggest mistake of his life, which will change the entire course of P-pop history.
Okay.
That member was Jong Song Han. It all started when he left the trio in 2002 to become an entrepreneur. Cult Triple became Cult 2. Most of their fans thought that Songhan's decision was a huge mistake because the remaining members started racking up different awards in the entertainment industry.
Okay.
If he only stuck around, he would have gotten those awards too. But this man's decision was final. He used all of
Okay.
his savings to build an event organizing company called ShowBT Entertainment. Today we know him as Tatang Robin. Fast forward to 2015. The fight of the century just happened. One Direction's Drag Me Down was all over the radio, and Big Bang was the biggest K-pop boy group, while P-pop has top one project. Chances are you have never heard of them. But somewhere in Makati, Philippines, an audition was held. Tatang Robin was looking for young talents who would be part of the package of their service as an
And the
event
start
organizers.
was
Talents who can perform
Becoming.
on their own but can also serve as backup dancers and singers to their main performers. One of the main attractions of the SAT audition was if you're good enough, you might just debut as a member of ShowBT's first ever P-pop group to undergo a Korean-style training. Filipinos don't get
Okay.
opportunities like that so often, so hundreds of talents applied. But
I mean, it's
only
crazy
30
how such a
made it
good
to
kind of
this
idea
place.
behind
They were initially called the ShowBT
turned not
Musical
so good at the
Gala
end of the
Team,
day.
but then later dubbed as NARA.
But
which
because
in
of this, we
Korean
have
means country,
SB19,
and
so
also happens to be the national tree of the Philippines. If you're a fan who is deep into the P-pop scene, you would recognize some of the future P-pop stars, but one of the most notable ones is this guy. On the first day of training, one guy stood out because he was just alone standing awkwardly in the corner.
Nung una, ang weird niya po, nagsasalita mag-isa.
He was facing the wall and making hand gestures as if he was rapping in front of it.
Nakatayo siya sa gilid. Hindi lang gagano. Sabi ko, anong ginagawa na? Nagre-recall ba sa gilid?
That guy was John Paulo Nasser. He always wanted to be a performer. As a young dreamer, he joined several competitions as a soloist and also as a member of the K-pop dance cover group called PHP. In training, he was the guy who shows up early and leaves late despite juggling a full-time job as a data analyst to help provide for his family.
yeah, like that
He
journey
was
itself
selected
has
due to his
been just
undeniable diligence
crazy.
and leadership qualities. He is known to have critically acclaimed songwriting ability. Some of my sources even said that he had already written dozens of songs at this time. He's also a badass rapper and was often
I mean, it's
called a genius,
interesting
but
to look back
consistently
on their
denied it
life
because he
and
claimed to
like
be just a hard worker. This made him the destined leader.
seeing like the
He was
breakthrough
known
of
as
it all.
Sejan at the time, but later would be known as Pablo.
Yeah.
30 trainees.
It's interesting that he also changed his name
Take a
whilst
very
being
observant
SB
person
in
with an eye for
SB19. Like
talent
whilst
to
the
know who's
band was
Pablo in
growing,
that corner.
he changed his
So
name.
who
That's
was that
interesting.
observant person with an eye for talent? Well, he was also a trainee. Stelvester Ahero. He was only a kid when he started competed as a performer. As a dancer, he racked up win after win on a national level with his school crew and became their official choreographer, teaching crewmates 2 to 3 years older than him. He later joined a
that's
dance
something.
group called Seyon and went on to win international titles. Stel obviously worked so hard. Amidst his studies and competitions, he also worked part-time as a McDonald's service crew and teaching dance to
I kinda
kids
love
with
that this is
special
like a
needs.
recap of
There
them,
was a point that he
literally.
worked too hard that he wound up in the hospital. His
Yeah.
poor health caused him to lose his earnings and nearly his life. Fortunately, he was able to recover. This made him the obvious choice to become the choreographer of the group. But little did they know that dancing wasn't his only talent. As a kid,
Yeah.
he joined the school choir
There's
to
some
become the
vocal
only
in
male
there, that
soprano
voice.
and only improved as he gotten older. He easily became the main heavenly voice of the group because his
Yeah.
vocals were just out of this world.
Yeah, he can do that easily. Like that's
Pablo
like
still
you
was
can see
very
he slides
proud
up
to
and
be
down.
one.
So
In fact,
good.
one of his closest friends also auditioned and made it as a trainee. This friend is nothing to be trifled with because having the worst upbringing among the others made him the strongest when it comes down to pure guts and determination. Josh Cullen Santos. He left home
It's
at the
mad
age
to
of
see
16
how
and
far
lost
they
his
have
position.
come now,
From growing up in a
individually
toxic
as well.
environment to being physically abused as a kid by their nanny. I'm talking about getting poured candle wax all over their body. At an early age, he experienced what it felt like to be a member of a middle-class family that went rock bottom in just a matter of months. They get evicted from medium-sized apartments to increasingly smaller rooms. It came to a point when his family had nothing to eat with rice but ketchup and salt. They had no permanent address. Because of that, Josh and his sister dropped out of school multiple times, so they got bullied at school for being repeaters. Sometimes he would even get into fistfights for defending her. Josh had enough of this, so he decided
I
to
wonder what
leave
those
to become
people think
independent
now,
and started
like
working as an
genuinely.
internet cafe attendant. Using his own income, he took the
I don't
alternative
understand
learning
why bullying
system to
exists in
attain his high
general.
school
Like, why do you
degree.
do that?
He initially had
How
no
is that
background in
improving anyone's life?
not until he found Stell performing with his dance group called Seyon. Josh became an
Like, you
instant
should
fan,
help a
and when they
person if you see that
connected,
they're
Stell
struggling,
became
not
his
like bring
mentor,
them
which
even
led to
lower and
them
lower.
becoming co-members, and they
I know
went
I don't
on to
understand
win
what kind of
numerous
mentality is that.
K-pop dance cover competitions
Globally.
all over Asia. They even met BTS during one of their winning runs in Korea. So from champions to trainees, what else is in store for them?
Oh, so much more. Literally. It's so interesting to see them like with other people together.
From then on, their lives became all about performing in small events and training.
We had one mentor when we were training. Tapos, more on personality development siya. Tapos, presenting ourselves on stage.
We had no idea that the Korean style training they went through
It's far, far from what they've been doing sa Korea.
was nothing but a mere marketing strategy.
But yung skill-wise,
Okay.
parang ganun. We were left on our own.
Okay, so try to improve however you want.
They were left alone to fend for themselves, sharing knowledge to improve each other with the hope of making the cut.
But also that's kind of
Some sources told me that
cool
Pablo had to
that they
record some
can
of their
then
vocal
just come
sessions
together to
effectively
be
coach
something.
his co-trainees. All of that without salary. This went on for roughly
mean, that's a
couple of
bummer,
years,
honestly,
and I don't
but-
know about you guys,
and
but
that's
this for
insane.
me sounded kind of brutal. It's not easy
That
to
is
keep doing
brutal.
the same thing over
How can you
and
do it
over
without
and
any
over
income,
again without any
you know?
form of guidance. They were also kept in the dark about their debut date. So frustration started brewing until it reached the point when it only took one trigger to call it quits. On one seemingly normal training day, all trainees were already in the studio, except for Josh. On the same morning, the train broke
Okay.
down.
Nasira yung MRT during that time. Nasira yung MRT.
Sinuspindi ang operasyon ng MRT dahil sa power outage.
It wasn't really an accident, but this would still worry anyone, especially the trainees, because it's highly unusual for Josh to miss training. Later that morning, Josh
Okay.
arrived. His co-trainees felt relieved because Josh turned out to be safe. You would think that their company would react the same way, right? Wrong. They decided to terminate his training.
Nalate ako, tapos tinanggal ako.
That was the trigger.
Because he missed
Nung
because it
tinanggal
was
ko,
not
nag-quit din
on
yung
his
mga grupo ko. Nag-quit din
control?
sila kasi parang naging trigger.
I did not
na
know
kwenta.
that.
Kung tatanggalin mo si Josh,
Umalis kami namin sa grupo.
ganun mo lang kadali itapon yung lahat ng efforts and passion tsaka dreams namin.
ShowBT had two choices: to keep all trainees or to keep no trainees. The company chose the
I mean,
latter.
that's so cruel.
Everyone left except for Stell.
Parang si Stella yung naiwan ko lang talaga sa
Really?
sa training room. Tapos talagang down na down lahat.
Si Stel natira kasi doon during that time.
Stell set aside all his frustration and remained focused on his goal, while Pablo was
Okay.
devastated.
All hope is lost parang nung time na yun.
In Josh's case, we can
I mean,
only
I
imagine
cannot
the pain he
imagine.
must have felt to have been booted out of his dreams.
Exactly.
Days passed, everyone still feeling down about that incident. Then Pablo's phone receives a message.
I mean, it's not just an incident, like that's been years
It
of
was
their lives,
Josh.
so
Out of all the trainees, the guy that got sent packing was the same guy who actively convinced everyone to continue chasing their dreams. Perhaps this was the sheer guts and determination from his life experiences in full display.
I mean, if
Pablo
you've been
hurried
doing
back
a
to the
thing
studio
for
to
so
find Stell.
long, and then because of one thing,
But not
everything
for
is
long.
done,
Josh came
It
back
cannot be
next
that
and took the
way.
initiative to convince the company to have them back.
Pumunta lang po ako doon at syempre kung kailangan na magpakiusap.
So back to training, they went.
Hindi na naman magkahiwala yung grupo, pero bumalik sila kasi hindi nila ako iwan.
There was only 3 of them for a
Okay.
while. Then a few other trainees started coming back. So ShowBT put together a talent workshop to get more
Justin
talents to keep the
appears in the
business
picture.
going. This was batch 1. This was batch 2.
Target locked.
Justin de Dios. He got
Target
scouted
locked,
right away because
exactly.
he was a very good-looking guy and already was a decent singer and dancer. When he joined, he immediately saw a familiar face in Josh.
You look familiar. As do you.
Apparently, Josh told
I love
Justin
Chuck's
about the
editing
workshop
style.
because the two already had a stint performing together in a dance cover group called Zero to Hero. So Justin as well wasn't new in the world of performing. He auditioned to be a part of the televised Pinoy boy band Superstar, but he didn't even make it to the live auditions. Perhaps it was fate.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That group is nowhere to be found
that's also a
today.
good thing,
Justin
in
obviously
a way.
deserved better. He went on to finish his college degree in multimedia arts while training, which earned him a filmmaking skill that would prove very crucial to their success in the future.
Yeah.
With Justin on board, this
I
completed
mean,
their
it's crazy
prototype boy
how
group.
they just fell all together.
It's composed of Justin, Pablo, Stel, Josh, Zeno, Kurt, and JP. They did multiple test runs leading up to their entry to
Okay.
Pinoy K-pop Star 2017. They performed
Like, I
B-Day
can't
by
imagine
Icon
other
in an
5
epic fashion. But
boys
they
doing
didn't
this,
win.
to be honest.
At this point, ShowBT seemed to have hit a roadblock.
I
The
cannot
group
imagine
felt
any
like
other mixture of
something
them.
was missing. I don't exactly know what happened
Yeah.
to Zeno, Kurt, and JP. They either quit or
Ken
ShowBT
is
felt the
missing.
need to let go of them and get someone who could take this already great group of guys and push them to achieve the next level. The extraordinary level. This year's in the making
Because
project
they bring, all of
ShowBT
them bring
needed
such a
to reach
unique
its
quality
peak.
to the band.
So they started the online auditions. When Josh heard about it, he was like, I know a guy.
Yep.
The guy he was
The
talking
one who
about
brings
was a
the
pain in his
bass.
butt because their groups have clashed multiple times in their early dance competitions and their battles were always neck and neck. That guy's name was Philip John Suson. He was such a specimen. He was so naturally gifted that excelling in sports looked like a walk in the park for him. He grew up in the church under the care
Yeah,
of
but
his
still, you need to
grandparents.
keep on doing
He
these
was
things
an
because
artistic
sometimes
kid,
people
so he
who
was active as an
are
editorial
easily, like,
cartoonist in school.
able to
Nobody
achieve
taught him
things,
how to
they
play
just drop
musical
off and they don't do
instruments.
it anymore
He
because
taught
they're, oh, that's
himself
easy, I
by
don't
just
need it.
listening to the music,
So that's
he
actually
ended
quite
up
rare, I
becoming
think, when
a
you are so
southpaw
good
guitarist, but he later
and talented
fixed
and you
it
keep
as he
on
learned
working on
more.
it. Like, it's
He
not
was
that
also a gifted
often you can
singer
see
as a
that.
kid. Every time there was a family gathering, he was always forced to sing karaoke by his relatives. But when he hit puberty, he lost confidence in his voice because he could no longer hit high notes. But his confidence came
Yeah,
back
but he
after
can
being
hit those
mentored
low
by
notes.
Pablo, who taught him how to harness his unique low
I think
voice
that's
that
his biggest
seemingly
strength,
sounds
like,
like
biggest,
it came
like,
from the underworld.
thing. Yeah, it sounds like that. Like, that's so low.
When it comes to dance, he didn't know he could do it
It's
until he was
trophy
forced to in
indeed.
order to get good grades during their school intramurals. After discovering dance, he transformed from a guy who didn't know it to someone who can fly. Because of his raw talent, he ended up teaching dance to the entire school and continued on to join the dance group called Amigo 7, a would-be rival of Josh and Stel's crew, Seyon. It quickly became a reverse if you can't beat them, then join them kind of deal. So Josh recruited Ken. But there was a problem. He was hundreds of islands away and didn't have the money. What did Josh do? He shelled out for his plane ticket. With nothing else to lose, Philip went and left his previous life in the countryside. He then trained with the boys and officially debuted with them as Ken, the main dancer, the bass vocalist, and the lead rapper of the group. One thing to note is that they were an unlikely bunch because they wouldn't have met each other if Tatang Robin stayed with his already successful group
That's
in
what I said at the
Korea.
beginning, like,
Justin
even
didn't make
though
it in his first audition, so he almost didn't
it was
try
not the
again
best,
until
but,
Josh
like,
told him
we
to
got
do
them
so.
because of
And
this.
Ken wouldn't even have the opportunity to join if the ShowBT trainees didn't come back after that quitting incident. And that,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, is the butterfly effect. When a small and seemingly insignificant occurrence has a rippling effect through time, leading to a consequential event sometime long after the initial event. Or as Google would put it, the
Yeah.
phenomenon whereby a minute localized change in a complex system can have large effects elsewhere. Tatang Robin's so-called mistake back in 2002
I mean, every
led to
action
forming the
impacts
future
something,
P-pop
maybe
kings.
not just in
In
our lives, but
2018,
someone else's as well.
SB19 was formed. The name of the group was carefully picked. The number 19 is the sum of Korea and the Philippines country code digits, 82 and 63. So 8 plus 2 plus 6 plus 3 is 19. If you subtract both numbers, you also get the same result. SB doesn't only mean ShowBT. It is also about their ultimate goal for Pinoy sound to break into the music industry, which is fearlessly represented by this phrase. Sound break.
Okay, cool. So this video literally was till the point, I would say till the actual start of theirs. I mean, I would love to see if there's maybe a part 2 of this video that Chuck maybe could make. I don't know, because I mean, he said it took a really long time and took a lot of hours and sleepless nights and missing meals and all types of things that involves when you try to make a good video. That I don't know if he wants to do that again, but if he could make another part. And the second, I mean, we all know it in a way, but seeing it all together, put together in a way that he does with the narration and the putting together the right clips as well, it just works. It works how he does it. So I'm really appreciative of how he does it and what he does, and the fact that he does it in English and the people all around the world can be able to see it and view it, because 18s are everywhere. Now they are everywhere. I'm in Latvia, on the other side of the world, watching this video, and it would not be possible. There would not be videos like this, like his, and with a full-on English speech, which I really and truly appreciate. Anyways, guys, what do you think of this video? I think it was just stunning. It was really, really well done, really thought out. I like the narrative it all, and slow build up of beginnings till before their breakthrough, if that makes sense. So anyways, leave the comments in down below. What do you think? So yeah, you guys, if there's any other video like this, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to see it. And yeah, and that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.